Friends, I have a word that you can dig on, one that you might never use again in your life. That word is interquel. Think sequel, except one that takes place in between two already established stories. That was the idea behind LucasArts' 1996 project, known as Shadows of the Empire, with a little help from Bantam Books and Dark Horse Comics on the bookshelves of starry-eyed sci-fi fans everywhere. And with the advent of the groundbreaking Nintendo 64 a few months before, the franchise was set to bring in more revenue with an action-packed 3D shooter rendition known as, you guessed it, Star Wars: Shadows of the Empire. Fitting in neatly between episodes 4 and 5, Shadows of the Empire puts you in control of a guy that would normally have you thinking Han Solo, with his charming looks, his choice of clothing style, and his overall dangerous approach to mercenary life in a galaxy dominated by the Galactic Empire. He lives on the edge, determined to use his skills for the rebellion and prevent the murder of Luke Skywalker by the Dark Prince, Xizor. His name is Dash Rendar, and he's front and center in a story that, unfortunately, many critics would have preferred to see strictly in theaters and not in the first years of the Nintendo 64. From this gameplay, you might be able to tell why. It's said often here in the Underwater Base that the production value of a lot of games in the mid to late 90s was low, and thus the game ages poorly, made fun of and screamed at more than revered as an example of quality retro gaming. Shadows of the Empire throws you into the fire with levels that put you in the middle of legendary battles in the Star Wars universe. There's nothing more impressive in the game than when you deploy the tow cable and begin to make a circle around the colossal Imperial Walker, dodging enemy lasers, trying to stay on the right path. Then comes the time where you have to achieve the rest of your objectives on foot. Okay, I'm as much of a shooter fan as the next guy, but there are quite a few problems with most of the level design. Control of Dash Rendar is difficult, the combination of confusing camera angles and a lack of decent aiming system being of utmost frustration for me. Yes, there are 4 different points of view you can use as your perspective in the game, but first person offers too small of an aperture, third person angle showing you that Dash makes a better door than a window, and the cinematic and frontal angles that are just plain useless. I'd rather LucasArts put in more Wookiee noises for sheer entertainment value than this stuff. Still, Shadows of the Empire plays its strengths too, and on your hunt for the Dark Xizor, there's plenty of stormtroopers to blast on, and the sound effects used in traditional Star Wars zings and pows are always present in the heat of battle. And did I mention the challenge points? Patience is key to beating this game, as you might find yourself cursing at a TV screen due to ridiculous camera angles, or coming across the occasional powerful enemy. My guess is that if this game were introduced to the 360 or PS3 10 years later, most of the design issues would be cleaned up. But it won't be, so take it or leave it.